All right, guys, welcome back to MuscleMentor.net. I'm Brad Hall, and this is Justin Harris. We're still on the topic of supplements, and we're going to talk now a little bit about green tea or green tea extract. If you want, I can start.
Oh, go ahead.
Green tea extract is it's an awesome thing because not only is it a great fat burner in general, but it's also great for your health. So there's some anti-cancer properties, things like that. You can take it year round. It boosts the metabolism. All these different. It's not harsh. Hippies do it, so it's not gonna be, they do it in the tea form probably, but if you can find a good green tea product with high percentage of polyphenols and EGCG and all those different things, the good stuff in there, you know, it's a great supplement to have in your arsenal. It's dirt cheap. It's nothing expensive. Most every fat burner you're gonna see in the store is gonna have green tea in it,
Yeah.
mostly just because there's a lot of research on it, and so they may not even be putting in that great a quality of green tea. But hey, it's on the label and it shows that they have the amount. Then that's great, and it's also a cheap source of caffeine, which is going to be in all those products anyways. So by adding that in, I think I've seen a study where it was like you can increase the metabolism like up to 6%, which is, I mean, that's a really
Dramatic
big.
increase. When you're talking ephedrine or clenbuterol or something like that, you're
Yeah,
looking at 3% increase.
yeah.
I mean, yeah, and it's really kind of dose dependent or polyphenol, like the
Mhm,
EGCG
mhm.
dependent. Most of them, most products I wouldn't even consider unless you're at 45%
Right.
EGCG, and good ones will be quite a bit higher than that. Uh, well, I think, yeah, I can't remember the highest I've seen, but that's what you look for. Look for high EGCG to price ratio, basically, when you're looking for capsules.
Yeah.
And then I like it, and since I mean it is good health wise, but since I operate more in the medium of vanity, I like it's a decent appetite suppressant. Drinking the tea,
Mhm.
actually, and so when you're hungry and tired and been dieting for a long time, and sometimes you just want something in your body. And the nice thing, a tea is really a pretty good appetite suppressant. I have people mix green tea with Splenda,
Mhm.
make iced tea with it, iced green tea. But drinking a hot cup of green tea really helps with hunger pains a couple of different ways. For whatever reason, hot seems to help. I've even had clients who say that taking a hot shower when they're really hungry seems to decrease their appetite. I don't know the mechanism for it, but it seems like drinking hot things helps that. Two, it's actually putting fluid in your body, which is taking up space, and it's flavorful fluid. It's not the best flavor, but it has some flavor, and it's kind of a learned flavor. It's kind of like beer. I mean, your first green tea tastes like crap, but by the end of a 16-week diet,
Mhm.
green tea tastes amazing,
Yeah.
especially when you add some Splenda to it. And three, it's a hot tea. It takes a long time to drink. So
Mhm.
if you're half an hour from your next meal, you can make a cup of hot green tea. It might take 30 minutes to sip it. So that entire half hour when you're thinking about your next meal, rather than sitting at work or sitting on the couch or staring at the clock waiting till it's time to eat, you're actually doing something and you're putting something into your body, into your stomach during that half hour. And so I end up I recommend it, and I recommend fat burners that include it, but I end up using it probably most heavily in that manner of having people drink green tea whenever they get a hunger pain, whenever stimulants we're on aren't working enough as an extra boost of caffeine, or whenever they just would need to take their mind off the diet for a period of time.
Okay. And what about like the timing of these some of the supplements that we talked about? I think we mentioned yohimbine before, and one of the things that I do is I have people use the green tea capsules and some yohimbine in the morning before fasted cardio.
Uh-huh.
Because one of the things I think we may have forgotten to mention with the yohimbine is that it basically gets completely nullified, does not work in the presence of insulin.
Yeah,
So if
yeah.
you're taking in carbohydrates or something like that, which you know I would never change up a diet to fit around supplements. You change your supplements to fit around your diet. So the one area that you can fit it in is going to be before fasted cardio, and then
Yeah, and the caffeine, the green tea in general, but the caffeine also from the green tea. Caffeine mobilizes fatty
right.
acids, and when you're doing cardio, the goal is to burn fat from the cardio. Really, the goal is to burn calories,
Mm,
but if you can increase the percentage of fat you're burning during that cardio just a little bit at the
yeah.
same number of calories, every little bit counts. When you're trying to get down to competition levels of body fat, every little bit counts.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then as far as dropping it, I use it the entire contest prep. Day one of the contest prep, I say go ahead and drink green tea if you want.
Mhm.
Maybe 12 weeks out, we'll start actively taking green tea capsules. And then by 2 weeks out, I try to stabilize whatever capsule amount you're at, stay at that. Whatever you're drinking, stay at that. And then we continue that through the show. And I prefer people drink. I prefer people not be drinking it those final 3 days. I like to have their fluid intake limited to only water. But what I don't want is someone drinking, if they're drinking 12 cups of green tea a day, and that's a decent amount of caffeine, you
Yeah.
don't want to pull that. You don't want to pull that from the diet when you're trying to lose fluid those last couple of days because caffeine is a really good dehydrator. So I mostly just have people keep everything the same. And green tea stays in through the final week, and then up to 4 to 6 weeks after the contest also.
Yeah.
We'll have
Yeah. That's
they typically stop drinking it because they're not as hungry anymore, but I'll still have them take the capsules after
yeah.
the contest.
Makes sense.